Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wealth with Jared. Wanted to start off by saying thank you so much for all the love and support on my last video. We got so much love, so much subscribers and views. I'm forever thankful. Today is the video everyone's been waiting for. I'm here to break down my full $21,000 portfolio at 20 years old. I'm here to break it all down for you today, by sectors, holdings, and by size. As of right now, my portfolio currently sits at $21,000 while generating me about $880 in monthly income. I'll also cover my positions of growth, income, and crypto to see how exactly I'm getting this income every month. Just one disclaimer before I start the video. Everything I say here is for educational purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and none of this is financial advice. Always invest at your own risk. Thank you for choosing to watch this video. Let's get right into it. Okay, this is my portfolio right here, as we see, valued at just over $21,000. So we will start by going over my growth position. This is Blossom. If you haven't yet, go follow me on Blossom, Jared LaMarche, or at NetSpend. So this is my growth position, ticker symbol VFV. This position tracks the S&P 500, and it is 35% of my portfolio. I own 46.19 shares and equals to a total of about $7,300. As we see, my all-time return is about $580 or 8.61%. The reason I hold this is because I need some long-term growth in my portfolio. Since I'm young, I can't be all in on dividends because that's a little too risky. And next is my crypto. So down here, if we look right here, I hold Bitcoin and XRP. So Bitcoin, 2.56% of my portfolio. So I own $535 worth. And all time I'm up about 36%, which is very good, or about $142. And XRP. So XRP is about 1.66%, adding up to about 4.5%. For crypto, for my whole portfolio, I have about $348. And all time, I'm only down about $4. The reason I hold these two crypto in my portfolio is one, because I'm very bullish on Bitcoin, and two, because it's always good to have some crypto in your portfolio just in case one day it takes off, and I'm willing to bet on that. Next, we can go over my dividend payers. So this accounts for over 60% of my portfolio, starting with ticker symbol Alti, which is 22.2% of my portfolio. So Alti is a weekly payer, and it's actively managed every day, has a bunch of funds in it, and it pays weekly dividends. So I have about $4,655 Canadian in it, which equates to about 568 shares. So today's return down about $100, no problem, or all-time return about $210. But this does pay me every single week, and the dividends that I've received have outweighed the all-time return losses. Next, in my dividend portion of my portfolio is TSLY. So TSLY is by Harvest, and it tracks Tesla, and it is designed to generate income through cover calls. So this kind of goes up and down with Tesla, and it is 12% of my portfolio, or $2,500. And I have 340 shares. Today lost about $44, but no problem. All time, I'm up about 8.34%, or 193. In Wealth Simple, it says I'm up about 250, but this just one hasn't loaded yet. Next, MSTE, which is Harvest MicroStrategy Enhanced High Income. So this fund tracks MicroStrategy and gives a little bit of leverage, in which helps provide the income, and this one pays monthly, as well as TSLY. They both pay monthly. So this one accounts for about 7% of my portfolio, or $1,481, or about 97 shares. And these today's gain and my overall gain. Now we have Misty, or Yield Max MicroStrategy Option Income. It accounts for about 5.3% of my portfolio, or $1,100. This one pays monthly, super high yield, very good income. Today's we're down about $47, but that's no problem. And all time down about 162, but I've received more in dividends than this. And again, MST, which is Defiance Long, Leveraged Long Income MicroStrategy. So all three of these track MicroStrategy, which also track Bitcoin. So these kind of fall with the price of Bitcoin, as well as mainly the underlying, which is MicroStrategy. So MST used to be about 10% of my portfolio, but I did see some losses in it, so I did trim it down. Now it's about 4.44% of my portfolio, or accounting for $928. I trimmed it down to about 50 shares. I did have 98 at one point, and this is today's loss and gain and all time. The reason I hold this is because it is a weekly payer and it pays really good weekly dividends, therefore boosting the income for my portfolio. And I just love it. It was the first one I fell in love with, and it's always paid me good. Next, we have HHIS, which is Harvest's Diversified High Income. So Harvest has this one fund where it tracks a bunch of different funds. It has so many funds in it, and it gives constant monthly income, pays about 25 cents a share, 18 cents a share. It's been very consistent for the last couple of months, and today we gained about $2, and I have an overall amount of about $743 or 56 shares. And this has been only going up for me, which is very, very good. $85.93 is my all-time return, not including dividends. Including dividends, I received about $20 in dividends so far over the last 2 months. Not bad at all. Next, we have LLHE, which is the Harvest Eli Lilly Enhanced High Income Shares. So this is also by Harvest, and this one also pays monthly. It is 3.41% of my portfolio. And Eli Lilly is a pharmaceutical company, kind of just coming out with new things. I like what they're doing. And this fund tracks them and sells call options on them. I have about $713, and today we gained about $23, or all time about 8.49%. So the reason I got into this stock is because it dropped about 20% in one day, and I thought, yes, this is my time to get in. So I did sell some MST so I can fund this position. And finally, the last of my income positions is XBTY. I'm slowly moving everything from MST to XBTY. XBTY is owned by Granite Shares. It's a yield boost Bitcoin ETF. So this sells call and put options on Bitcoin. MST also tracks MicroStrategy, and we all know MicroStrategy holds the most amount of Bitcoin in the world. So this kind of goes up and down with Bitcoin. And this one kind of does too, but it doesn't move as much as MST. That's why I'm kind of moving this one slowly to this one, because the volatility in my portfolio, I'm not really liking it too much. So I just want something that's a little more hands off, and I don't have to manage it so much. So this is by Granite Shares, and yeah. So XBTY, I have about $580, slowly moved over from MST, which makes up about 2.78% of my portfolio, or 17 shares. This one is also a weekly pair, which I very, very like. Same as MST. They do the same thing, but XBTY pays a bit more weekly. So I'm down about $5 all time, $5 today, or up about 44 cents all time. As we can see, it really doesn't move much. So if we add all of that up, my 35% of my portfolio is dedicated to long-term growth. This is my safety net, and this is what I fall back on down days in my portfolio, kind of just like today. And then I have about 60% of my portfolio is designed for income or dividends, with there is also some growth potential in here, just like I talked about with HHIS. And then we have about 4 to 5% of my portfolio being crypto. So if we want to go more into detail about the exact kind of sectors that my portfolio is in, we can go over here to Insights in Blossom. First, quickly, we can see actually how much dividend income I've received. Dividends here in the last month, I've received about $526. Year to date, about $958. Remember, I've only been doing this fully for the last 2 months, and I'm still moving money around. So, even though I do make around $880, it does fluctuate sometimes, but that is usually the average. So, if we go over here, we can see my portfolio allocation by sectors that Blossom creates for us. This kind of compares me to Blossom. So I have about 34% in tech, 19% in banks or financials, about 11% in healthcare, 11% communications, 7% industrials, 6% in cyclical, 3.2% in utilities, 3.2% again in staples, 1.7% in energy, 1% in real estate, 1% in materials, and 0 in fixed income. I have my income working for me in my dividends. That's why it kind of says that. So, okay, that was it. That was my full $21,000 dividend portfolio breakdown. If you have any further questions about my portfolio or why I chose such stock, don't be afraid to put it down in the comments. Stay tuned for next week's video as I show you guys how much I invest every 2 weeks and what I buy every single payday. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can see my next video.